I've been posting video about Japanese politics lately, and reason why I'm doing that is that I think there's a book called Rai-san, meaning Praise of Shadow. The author is talking about what's Japanese aesthetics before Western influence, like Japanese aesthetics that using shadow as a prize are getting disappearing because of Western aesthetics. And then look at the world. Everything is Western influenced, even Japanese culture. Japanese culture is crazy weird mix of the Far Eastern culture and the Western culture. And then it became like very weird, for some people bizarre, and a cool culture, right? I sometimes wonder if there's no Western influences, what kind of aesthetics we have now? Meaning such as ukiyo-e or Japanese samurai culture, if there's no influences, how do they evolve, right? Maybe we Japanese have very different idea of who we are, or even like idea of gender or race. The idea of races come from the West, right? So I had that kind of wonder. And what I'm saying is that, let me take my hat off. What I'm saying is that, the US is really split, left and right. And they really never understand each other. And it's started happening in Japan. What I'm saying is that Japan can be the solution to solve that problem because we have very different culture. For example, LGBTQ. Yes, I'm not saying there's no sexism, okay? And then I've been saying that I fully support gay marriage. Japan always have very, very weird sexuality. For example, like Sengoku period, we had a gay culture. And when I was childhood, I was watching, like a lot of people, my generation, the older, was watching Patariro, which is kind of origin of BL. Basically, the old character is gay. And also I grew up reading and watching the Ghost in the Shell, that main character Kusanagi Motoko is female, but all her body is like cyborg. She can be whoever she wants. And in sexuality, in the original manga, she's maybe bisexual or non-binary. Not very sure, but she's definitely not straight. But at the same time, Japan has very, very traditional value that is created after Edo period. So we had kind of twisted diversity already, the diversity culture in the subculture part. So I wanted to see how this contradicted culture, the subculture, we are very, very, very crazy and very get criticized about how open we are. And then traditional value and mix it together. I wanted to see how we can solve that problem without having conflict. That makes sense? It's just hypothetical, but I've been wondering. And also idea of race. When it comes to anime, it's almost in anime in general, the idea of race really doesn't exist. So I want to protect that kind of like a dream like the idea, but it's almost gone. It's getting disappearing just because of the Western influence. And second, I really don't want Japan become left and right, like denying each other. Whenever I talk, something sounds liberal, I get called too liberal or like communist. And every time I talk something right, for some reasons, suddenly, boom, I go to far right. I have no idea why. I really don't want Japanese to do that, but Japan is really huge under influence of West. So I want to talk about it. And in Japanese politics, I really think it's unique because there's a lot and it has a lot of characters. It's like almost like a Pokemon to me. So I was studying introducing a Pokemon. First I started Pokemon that is right side. And now I get called I'm far right. And then I posted about left wing. I get called I'm liberal. I mean, it's okay to be called liberal. But this kind of categorization, I think it's very strong in the West. Japanese have really gray zone, like a no yes or no no. And I kind of like that. Growing up in Japan, I hate that kind of I my vibe. I my meaning like not or yes or no vibe. But now I can tell I my is kind of cool idea. It's very Rai-san. It's somewhere between light and shadow. That's something that East could offer to human race, I believe. So whenever I talk anything sensitive, I always trying to be my best to be fair, but still trying to share my honest opinion. I aware I have left and right viewers and I really appreciate it and I love that. So whenever I talk, I won't like stir things up or provoke. I don't do that because I do my best. I want to convince people. I want to have conversation instead of feeling conflict. But right after I posted the video, I got like this message like, hey, go back to Japan, you're blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's not bad idea. I can ultimately run as politician. But who's xenophobic now in this case? And also this guy, they keeping harassing me for some reasons. Sending a DM, you're far right is something mean. It's like it's saying like you're far right wing, but that your all followers are foreigners. You will cancel yourself. It's so mean. This is not solution. In my video, I never ever talk like that. And also, I know, even they're really mean. I don't get angry or something because they know they became too defensive, right? I do understand. They might feel fear that me talking honest. They might feel fear that like people overreact. But to defend themselves, they overreacted and hurting someone. I think this needs to be stopped. And this guy is like keeping commenting my other YouTube post saying, by the way, no, you would not love his YouTube. He turned to full right wing and makes now propaganda videos. What? Before that, I talked about left-wing party and I show my support to them and I give criticism to them. They throw me to hate. I know you are defensive and insecure. I got you. But we need to stop this. Where's the end? Do you guys okay with like just being a left and a right? This needs to be stopped. And this is something I really don't want to import to Japan. Like a fried Oreo. I don't want to export to Japan. But when it comes to the last video, I really do appreciate a lot of foreigners, gaikokujin in Japan, is sharing their experience, sharing their fear, but still be nice to me. And of course, I read, I respond, and we had a great conversation. And now they understand my perspective better, and I do understand their perspective better. And there's some YouTubers reacting my video. He's American living in Hokkaido or something.
I agree 100%. It is my hope as well that Japan has the really unique position to possibly offer some good solutions to the world.
If you love Japan and if you understand this issue, you are my side. You are Japanese side, 100%, because it's love, right? I talk about American politics too sometimes, but it's all from love. Oh yeah, I realized that. Fear versus love, insecure versus embracing, or something like that. But what can I... You know, the best things about being left and right, I mean, like having a conflict is that there's no good culture will born. Like you won't have a new culture. Maybe you might have very right or very left culture that separate marketing, or maybe it's happening, right? In the YouTube, it's happening. But in Japan, we watch Gundam, right? We love good anime. We love good manga. I really don't want Japanese culture get poisoned. My Instagram algorithm think I'm a maybe white girl who wanna live in Japan. So I sometimes see the ad, you wanna teach English in Japan or something like that?
Feeling frustrated with the way things are going? Ever thought about a fresh start in Japan? Imagine teaching English with Interac.
Definitely targeting the Western country, right? Splitting, protesting, hating each other. But if that's so, why you wanna do the same things in Japan? Why? I posted this months ago. Dear foreigners in Japan, I truly believe Japan, like any country, has both good and bad side, and still has room to grow. If you love Japan's culture, its traditional building, anime, games, and so on, please understand this. Much of what you love exists because of very part of Japan that some people might view as negative. You cannot choose to love only parts that appeal to you while rejecting or trying to fix the rest. That is not real love. Instead, love Japan as it is, and Japan will love you in return. Never try to fix your partner. You grow together. As a foreigner living in the United States, I offer the same love to America that I have shared here. Even like people who are harassing me in my DM and the comments, I'm sure they love Japanese culture, right? But if you love, maybe I'm begging you, little step back and then see what's really happening. And then if you love Japan, let's protect Japan together. That's why I was talking about politics. Oh, and also election is coming soon. That's why. And who I'm voting, I'm being very honest. I'm not voting just because it's too late. Because I'm living outside of Japan and it's take little time. And it will take like the process, like 2 weeks to submit and then able to be vote. So it's too late. I can't. And also that's one reason why I'm trying to introduce the Japanese politics fair as much as possible. So hope I did a good job in this time. Thank you for watching until end. And I love you all. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.